Okay. Guys, like, I have created a one class called the first class, and inside there's a method called a method one. And I was using a one list I have created. Okay. This list is have the object called obj, and this is the array list basically. So there is some error is showing. Now I need to use some package where to use this list class, I mean list interface in my first class method. Okay, what I have to do? I have to issue like this. Okay, now uh, this imports, I believe everyone did it. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
At any point of time, you don't get a doubt what is this import and why it comes here.
Imports are by default Java packages already defined by developers.
Okay, Java packages means, what do you mean by Java packages here?
A group of classes and libraries.
Okay,
Yes.
group of classes and libraries. That's good. Okay, how these Java packages will come here?
As we are,
Okay.
okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So as I was saying, like if we import some Java package, then whatever the method classes and inside those methods are there, all those will work here too. Like as we are importing the whole package here.
I understand that. Okay, so if you import a package, you will get all the whatever the methods, whatever the things are there inside that package, interfaces, classes, everything will be here. Okay,
Yes.
so that is clear. But how these packages are available in your Eclipse? In which format it will be there?
Which format?
How these packages will be available here?
.jar file.
100%. So it will be available .jar file. Okay. So for example, this is my Mac. This is a little bit hard to identify where my Java is got installed. Okay. Can anyone share the screen? So stop share. Please go ahead. Share your screen, Amitabh.
Just a second.
This is a Windows machine, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go to the program files.
Program files.
Mm-hmm.
Program files where?
In the Windows Explorer.
Okay. Sorry. Windows Explorer.
No, go open the file explorer.
Yes.
Open the file.
CMD. Okay,
No,
file.
no.
Go to the come down. C drive.
Local C drive.
Open the
Program files. Fifth one.
Sorry.
Open the program.
Program files. Program
Program
files.
files.
Program files. Okay, here Java is there. Open the Java. Open the JDK.
Anyone, right?
JDK. Bin.
Okay. Bin.
Can you view? Go to the view. Go to the view. Share view is there, right?
Double click.
Okay.
File name extension. Click the checkbox. Can you come down? Okay, go back to Java. JRE, open the JRE.
Okay.
Bin. Can you come down? Okay. Now here, what I want to show you, basically the packages will be created in the two ways. Okay. I can say, 4 ways I can say, but for you right now, you can understand 2 ways. The one way is like .jar file, which we already seen about it. And the other one is like .dll file. Okay. So this is the DLL file and .jar file is both are very similar. Okay, but format is different and the way you generate these files will be different. That is the only difference. But what it will be there inside these two packages means it has a list of classes, list of interfaces, list of whatever the things which you have put it over there in your project. Those things will be bundled together and put it here. That is what it is. So that's the reason I want to show you here. So this is the way the package will be happen. Now, I want to tell you one more point here. Whenever you want to install a one software in your machine, you will have this .exe file, correct?
Yes.
So what do you mean by a .exe file?
That is executive.
.exe file is a
Yes.
executable file, right? So that means like whenever you are trying to install, double click that .exe file, what will happen? It will ask you a particular
Install.
location. Once you given that location, then automatically it will unpack all your whatever the files, it bring it up into that .exe, it will put it into that folder, right? This is the
Yes.
way, this is the same way where you have installed the Java or you have installed the Eclipse, anything you have installed, any software in the Windows machine, right?
Yes.
So what it happens like it is combined as a one file. When you're trying to install, it will decouple into the multiple files,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Now, in the same way, can you stop sharing?
Yes. Sure.
In this, in the similar fashion, when you have a java.util, this is a package where our Java people has given all the helper classes which is required here into this java.util. So when you have used this java.util in your whatever the class, then automatically all the methods, everything is will be decoupled and available in this class. Okay. So guys, can anyone relate our object-oriented concepts with this import? One concept it is related with this. Can anyone relate?
Encapsulation.
Not really.
Uh,
Abstraction.
inherit-
Abstraction. Sorry.
Not really.
Inheritance.
How do you justify it is an inheritance?
Just as we are importing those packages inside my package, whatever I want, then I am inheriting all those methods and classes inside my package.
Perfect. So that is the way it is gonna be happen. So it is the same fashion, guys. There is nothing difference and nothing something new. Like what is this import and why it is come and how to use it. Okay, it's very similar. So previously what we does in our inheritance, there is a class A and there is a class B. And from a class A to class B, it comes with all these methods which is available in the class A, it is available in the class B, right? So when you say like class B extends class A, right? In the
Yes.
similar way, when I say like import so and so package means whatever the methods, classes, interfaces, whatever it is there available over there, it will be inherited, it will be available. I cannot use the word called inherited because that's a different story altogether, but we can relate the similar fashion. So it will be available for you to use all these classes which is available in that package. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Right now, in the same way, yesterday we have understand our pom.xml, right? So in the pom.xml, whatever the we have understand each and every wordings which is available in the XML, and we have seen this what is a dependency also, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions on this up to this dependency, guys? You have to be very clear, and this concept is so much important in our future, all our projects which we are gonna do, all our educations in terms of the tools which we are gonna be learn. So all these things, the pom.xml will play a crucial role. So you need to understand each and every bit. If you have a doubt, let me know. I will reiterate and I will put it into the another form so that everyone can understand. Okay, but don't misunderstand and don't miss any single word also what it is here. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? Come on. If you guys don't have a questions, then I will ask questions. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm asked just one question. I'm asking that Maven repository, they will keep the every copy in the Maven repository, or they will keep the one copy to the other copy also.
I did not understand clearly. Anish, your voice is mumbling. I don't know. What was it?
I'm asking what they are updated in the suppose the Selenium jar is there.
Uh-huh.
They will keep into the Maven repository, or sorry, they will keep in the final what the final sorry, whatever the final that version is there, they will keep in the Maven repository with that.
Final version is there. You mean to ask, whatever the changes they made, they're gonna be put that version into the Maven repository. That's the question.
Yeah.
Yes, that was it, right? That's yesterday I told you an example, right? You have created a calculator program which is doing the sum, subtraction, and multiplication, and you have released that package saying that 0.0.1. After a few days, you have added another 3 more functionalities. Then you have released the same package with the 0.0.2. Okay, so those both packages is available in the Maven repository based on the people's requirement. If I want to use only some sub and multiplication, then I will use 0.01. If Deepika wants all the other 3 also, then she will use 0.0.2, right? That's clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Sulochana. Sulochana, what is this difference between this artifact ID and this artifact ID? What is the difference between these two? This artifact ID and this artifact ID? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was asking, what is the difference between this artifact ID and this artifact ID?
In first artifact ID is inside that one second. That is, we are in that artifact ID will come on that it's not coming in dependencies. In dependencies, we have to create that artifact ID manually.
You mean to say I need to create this artifact ID?
No. I'm not understanding that one, Molali.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Vasant, what is the difference between this artifact ID and this artifact ID?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, the first artifact ID is the Maven project which we have created, and the second one is the dependencies which you are adding from the Maven repository. For example, the first artifact ID is our project, and the second one is that we are using the external features, that is external tool. For example, the Selenium HQ. So it is one of the dependency which contains which contains the external features which is not available in our Java. So we are using those dependencies to get the features of Selenium, which will support Java. So when we put the dependency in our XML, it automatically creates the jar files, and using those jar files, that
That's fine.
you can use the features.
That's fine. That's fine. Pranusha, what do you mean by this artifact ID? This artifact ID and this artifact ID, what do you mean by that? You have seen like what is the difference? That's fine. What do you mean by that? What it is a artifact ID here?
Artifact ID is it for project names, creating the project name.
A project name, right?
Yes, sir.
That's good. So, and what is this artifact ID? Line number 30.
This is the project created by Maven repository. Created by Maven repository project.
Can you put it in another way? What do you mean by that? You said the line number 4 is the project name. That's good. I understand clearly. What is the line number 13? What do you mean by artifact ID here?
No idea, sir. I
Mani.
think created by some Maven projects, Maven repository. Name ID.
Money.
Our first artifact ID is a project name that will be given by us, and 13th line artifact ID we will get this from the repository. So by default they has artifact ID name.
Okay, but what it is?
Artifact ID means, is it like it's a name?
It's a name. And means,
Yeah.
I said it's a name, but what do you mean by it's a name?
ID we are giving to the
Kritik.
Sir,
What do you mean by that? Line number 13.
sir, when we need some features, we are gonna download it from the central repository, and HTTP4K is a package that they have created and they are sharing with the community. So that's the name of the
Understand
project.
What is that? Is it?
So suppose we want this features HTTP4K, and so to identify it from the central repository, we search it from there, and this is the name they have given it to the project package that they have created. So we are downloading it, so it will be easy for us to know that this is the
guys. It's very simple. See, Pranusha, you have said one answer, like this is a artifact ID is a project name. Okay, so this is the project name of yours, whatever the project which you have created here, artify_selenium. This is the same project ID which we have used here. That's perfect. Now, this dependency you are seeing, there is nothing changes. Everything is the same. Whatever the same artifact ID here, this is also the same artifact ID. This project created by Maulali, and in his project, it is there as a, what is the name I have given when creating my project is HTTP4K-JSON RPC. So this is also a project name where some other guy who created this project and he created a jar file and put it over there. So it is a straightforward. It is also a project name. That's it. Got it? Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Ani,
yes,
clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mona, what do you mean by group ID?
Group ID is a group of projects, project name. Have a unique name is a group ID. Sir.
Okay. For which one? For which feature it is related to in our project?
Which one future, sir?
Which feature it is related to in our project?
The group ID, group ID, which one future related
Okay.
project?
Can you explain the group ID once again, Mona?
The group ID is we are creating this is a group ID is a get of the parent sir. We are using a multiple, for example, I creating my bank ID the bank using the multiple customer and bank loan and have the many more parts. This is also project name. The head of the bank is group ID, sir.
So means how do you relate in our project structure?
We will have a more than a project, sir. The group is the head of. We will have a more than a project. Artifact ID is one of the Artifact Selenium is one of the ID project. We will have a more than project.
More
This
than
is
one
also combined into group ID, sir.
So you mean to say like there are multiple projects inside this group ID?
For example, we are using Selenium, sir. Selenium is the same organization. Selenium HQ is main, but this is used in many more artifact ID and many more versions used. This is also group ID. Group ID not change. The group ID have a more than project.
Okay. Amitabh,
Yes.
what do you mean by group ID?
So group ID is like the outer circle for any artifact ID. Like here in the line number 3, we have a group ID of group Selenium, and under that we have an artifact ID of artificial Selenium. So it would be like we have a group Selenium, and under this we can have artificial Selenium, manual Selenium, whatever. I don't know actually much, but just all those Selenium artifact IDs or jar files will be kept under this same group like Selenium. It's just like an outer box, and inside it we have many small boxes.
Yeah. So see guys, like Amitabh and Mona, you people are relating clearly, but I want exact answer basically.
Group of package.
It is just like you are telling
Package.
clearly like it is a it has all the things which is inside into this group ID. Okay, whatever the classes, everything it is there. There's nothing but as a package, right?
Okay, so it's a parent package.
It's nothing but it's a package where you are gonna be structureize all your classes inside this group. Okay, so in some point of time right now you can understand this way. So there are some point of time like there will be parent group ID, so you will relate multiple packages into that. So that are the little bit further, but for now you can just understand it's a package where you have a multiple classes inside that. So multiple classes or multiple projects where you can able to put it inside that. That's what it is clearly.
Okay.
So, and also whenever if you see, because right now I given this one as an example, I have mentioned like this as a group underscore Selenium, as a format of a package, which it is defined as, com dot something name dot something, it will be there, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is the format of a package, com.org.edu. Something it will be there. Where do you see this com, org and edu?
Com.org. By separating with dots, we are giving like we are creating folders, and inside the folder we are going in.
No, like what I mean to ask com, org, these are the things which we see in our URLs. Like
yes, domain.
Google.org, google.edu, something like that. That's the URLs we use. So when you click in an application, so it will define you like it's a com, it will start with the com, it will start with org or starts from the edu. Depends on your application type, how you are gonna be create. Based on that, these group IDs will be defined. Okay. Right? Clear? So this is the org, organization.seleniumhq.selenium, whatever it is they have created. So this is the something, and I will show you some other things. You can see here something like net.org.net. Okay, com.net. Okay.
Yes.
So these are the specifications the people will use. These are the formats the people will use while creating their packages, basically. Okay. So in terms of group ID, whatever I can say that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, right. So now it is clear.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you understand about the version. I no need to be repeat about the version.
Yes.
It defines about the features. And guys, how do you understand my 0.0.1 and 0.0.2? It has the more features or it has less features. How do you understand? Means there will be a release notes for each package. Okay, so in the release notes, they will say that I have included these features. I have fixed these bugs. Those are the things they will put it in the release package. So when you read the package, I mean the release notes, then you will understand, okay, they have added some more packages. Okay, they have added some more features. Okay, they have fixed some more bugs. Something like that you will able to understand over there. Okay, those are called release notes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So these are the major important points where you need to understand inside the pom.xml. Now coming to the point, how we can able to use this pom.xml. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, what's the scope over there? In one dependency, we have a term known as scope.
Okay, this is the scope. So this is one of the artifact. I mean, I can say the attribute of this dependency where this scope, it will be defined up to the test level. Okay, so there are multiple attributes they will mention. So when you go inside this release notes, they will define you and they will make you understand what do you mean by this scope and how it is gonna be happen. There are different things they will give you by boss. So some people they will say scope, some people will add some other extra names. So you need to understand each and every attribute. You have to understand the release notes.
So
Okay.
that they are using it for test, basically.
Yeah, they are using for the test, basically, this one.
Okay. Yeah. For development, they will have something else. Okay.
Yeah,
Sir.
this is basically for the test. That's what they're gonna be served.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's not there, it's common for
It's basically, it doesn't say that, it is this scope is only available for the test folder. It will not say that, but it is saying that this is specifically for scope. Though specifically for this test. Okay. So when you create one class here in the main Java, and then when you are trying to access this HTTP, 100% you will able to get it. But they are saying that this is mainly created for the test.
Okay.
Okay. So that means, for example, you have one computer. Okay. So for the computer, you will have a power card. When you plug in the power card into the plug point and you given a connection to the computer, automatically the power will pass to the all devices which is being connected, right?
Yes.
Okay. In the same way, when you have added a dependency, this dependency is available in the whole project. Wherever you want, you can able to access everywhere. Okay. So that is what it is. So, but each folder has their importance. This main Java, this resources, this test and test resources has their own importance. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Right.
Yeah, Mulali,
Yes, Sandeep.
yeah, Mulali, in the project we have like XMLNS, XSI schema location is there, right? What is the things? What are the things?
This is the standard where the XML will be defined, Sandeep. If you see this yesterday's class, You will understand. I have already described about it.
Okay.
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 Okay. Right. Okay. So once we have added the dependency, then automatically these dependencies will be available in our
Dependencies.
Maven dependencies, right? Okay. So this is, we already understand, what is the difference between this local repository and centralized repository, what is the advantages and what is the disadvantage, everything we have seen right now. So we are clear about how to use a Maven, right? So we will
One
go-
question.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but one question.
I have added dependencies for this particular project. So now if I create another project, so do I have to give do I have to go for these dependencies again to global repository, or my local machine will have those?
Okay. Now, for example, as I described the example previously also, you have a computer and that computer needs the power. So you have a one power card where you have connected to the plug point and you given the connection to that. So that power is totally available for your computer, right?
Yes.
Now I brought a one more computer. Now to power on this computer, what you need? You need another power card, right?
Yes.
So for that another power card, you need to connect it to the plug point and give it the power to that. So then only the other computer will work. So the plug point power card is the same, but the computers are different. In the same way, the projects are different. Even you are using the dependencies are the same between the projects, but the projects are different. So you need to use the dependencies here also and there also.
No, yes, I will use the dependencies, but I am saying like if I do I have to get the dependencies from global repository again, or I can just copy from this project to that project?
See, from this project to that project, you are trying to refer. That is how it is gonna be work out. It will convert as a local repository. Means you are not at all using any this dependency option, and you are directly adding the jar file into your project. That means, for example, you have a RT5 Selenium, Amitabh, and you have another project called TRNG. Take it. This is also one Maven project. Okay.
Yes.
Now, in this Maven project, to add a dependency in RT5 Selenium, what you have to do, we have to go to then pom.xml, add this dependency, right?
Yes.
When you add a dependency, automatically it has a connection with the Maven repository.com and it will get it.
Yes.
And it is loaded into your project.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in the new project I went, this is called TRNG project. In the TRNG project, now how do you add a dependency from this place to this place? How do you add it?
For the TRNG project, there's also be an POM file, and I can copy this dependency from else. Suppose I need this HTTP 4K, then I will copy that and I will paste inside that.
So when you copy these 5 lines or 6 lines and you put it in the TRNG, then automatically where it connect in the TRNG project?
Okay, so
Local
repository.
Where it will connect, Amitabh?
Global repository.
It will connect to the same Maven repository.com, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if it is connected to the Maven repository, automatically it will grab the dependencies from centralized repository.
Okay. Got it. Actually, I thought like if I give any dependency once in my machine, like there will be any local repository in my machine. So that's why I asked.
Always when you are put up, when you are added any lines as a dependency in the pom.xml, it always point to the centralized repository.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Clear?
Yes.
Any questions, guys?
Suppose in the central repository is not there, then there will means how it will execute.
Okay, for
Where
example,
he will go.
you went to bank and there is no money, then what you will do?
then I will go to the.
Out and cry.
You will go to RBI.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Anish. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, like, if there is available in central repository, it is pointing to the one centralized location, Anish. For example, you go to a bank. So in that bank, there is no money. Then what you will do? You need to wait. That's it, right? Whenever the money comes, then you have to take it, because that's a centralized location where all the money is available for you. In the same way, when you in the centralized repository, it is not available, then you should not use it at all, right? So you, or else you, if someone has deleted whatever the repository you are using, okay, then you need to, there will be some alternative repositories will be available. Then you have to use it. You need to search in the internet and you need to use that alternative one. Okay. Okay, right. Nice, guys. Any other questions? No? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll go to the project. Where we are? Okay, we have imported this java.util.list. In the similar fashion, I have a, in the pom.xml, I have a Selenium, right? So for example, in the project, I have a did you see this one? org.openqa.selenium.
Yes.
Okay, that means like it is, this web driver is coming from
Selenium. Yes. Dependency.
Selenium dependency. So it is coming from this dependency.
That file. Yes.
Okay. So if you see here, automatically this import org.openqa.selenium.webdriver. You got it. Clear, right?
Yes.
So this is the way you are gonna be use your all dependencies in respective classes wherever you want to use those dependencies. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions for up to now, how to use a dependency and what is a dependency and how to create the Maven projects, all these things. Any questions on that? So if you don't have a question, then I will add one more concept in the Maven. No questions?
No.
Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
That's good. Okay, then we are going to add a one more a deeper concept in pom.xml called plugins. Okay. Let me take an example. So I have added a one of the plugin. Got it? Now, this is also have a particular structure where it says, in the build, in the plugins, inside the plugins, you will have, this is a one plugin, okay, from starting to here. So I will remove all this one. Just, I will give you the basic points to make you understand. Okay, so this is a one plugin like this. Inside you will have number of plugins can be added. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Now we will see the difference of what is this plugin and what is a dependency. Now here we are seeing the adding the jar files inside the dependency stack, right? Inside the dependencies, you will have a number of dependency. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the plugins will have inside the plugin stack, you will have a number of plugin.
Okay.
This is one plugin, this is another plugin, this is another. I have copied this one, that's fine. You will have different plugin you have added in your plugin stack. Inside the plugins, you will have a different plugin you have added here. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, now the point here you need to understand, guys. Here artifact ID is there. Here artifact ID is there. Here group ID can be there here. So, but for this we don't have. So you can have the group ID also. Here you have a version. Here you have a version. Now, can you relate anything? What do you mean by this and what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this dependency and what do you mean by this plugin? Can you relate any similar things? This plugin also might be, this will be like this. Okay, dependencies like this. So it has a similar type of features which I'm saying right now. So this plugin also might be like this. What do you mean by like this? Anyone? Hello? Anyone? Any thoughts?
Yes.
By dependency, we are calling the whole jar file to act upon the.
This is we'll get a jar file. That's good. That's one point is clear. And now how about this one?
As the plugin, just the plugin word suggests, it will work for a particular function. Maybe it's not complete a jar file. I'm not sure. Plugin means just like.
Okay. You're saying this is not a jar file. That's fine, Amitabh. Leave it here. Now I'll add a few things here. Artifact ID here, artifact ID here. Artifact ID, what do you mean by the artifact ID?
It's a unique ID of the name.
Project name.
Yes.
Okay. And version is there. Here also version is there. What do you mean by version? Depends on the features, depends on the bugs, depends on the whatever the things they do. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
So this is a project, it's clear, and this is a version, it is clear. Now, what do you mean by that? What do you think about it now? Relate it, guys. How it is gonna be? What do you mean by this and what do you mean by this? Okay, this is also similar names are coming here and here. So this is a jar file and this can be a
class.
This can be a jar file also.
Okay.
So see, Amitabh, when you give a raw data, means class is a raw data, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if I have hundreds of classes, can I give you hundreds of classes? Can you use in my in your project? Is
No.
it possible? No.
It will be tough. Yes.
No.
So I need to bundle it and give you as a one file. Okay, Amitabh, use this file.
Yes.
So if I say that bundle everything and give it to you, then easily you can able to use whenever you want.
Yes.
So that is the bundling process is called jar creation process. You can able to create the jar in the future. I will show you how it is going to be created. But this is jar file, it is going to be happen, right?
Yes.
Now in the same way, this dependency and this plugin is a same jar files. Both are very, very same. Okay.
Okay.
Now here is the question. Molali, you are saying this is a jar file. Okay, 100%. I understand. You are saying dependency is a jar and plugin is also jar. Then why this guy given it two names? Why this guy says as a dependency and why this guy says a plugin? What is the difference here?
Dependency will work overall the project from start to end, and plugin will work only when triggered.
No, this is also works. See, this is also, as I said, as I given an example, Amitabh, if you have a one computer, you need to power that computer, you need a power card, and it will work for the whole project, whole computer. In the same way, for another computer also, it will work for the whole. It will give the power to the whole computer, right?
Yes. Yes.
So this is also works the same, because if you have a jar in your project, that means you can able to access whatever the class which is providing that jar in your whole project. There is no doubt at all. Okay.
Yes.
So that means dependency, it will give you a jar, and plugin also will give you a jar. So it you can able to use in your whole project. That will be, that's the point is very clear. Now, another thought. Now, another thought, guys. Okay, I will add it. Dependency, this is, it will give you the jar file where it is gonna be create in the Maven dependencies, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I am saving this one. So here it is building, and I says like, Maven -jQuery, it is there. So if I created the jar file means I said as it will give you the jar file means it should be available here, right?
Yes.
Did you see here? Is it available here?
No.
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 It is not available here. This is one of the major difference. Okay, so plugins, whatever the jar files it is providing, it will not be available in the Maven dependencies folder. That's the first difference.
Maven dependencies.
Okay. Okay. Now, if it is not available in the Maven dependencies, then where it will go? Somewhere it has to store, right?
Yes.
Correct? Okay. So it will be stored in your local repository. Okay. Now we will come to the point is, what is a local repository? Those things we will understand now. In my system, it will be a little bit difficult to identify because it's a Mac. I'm not very familiar where this locations can be stored. Can anyone share the Windows machine? Amitabh?
Yes, sir. Can
Yeah,
I?
anyone.
Okay, sir.
Can you open the same C drive? Users. C drive, users. Which is your one Dell? Okay, open the Dell.
Yes.
.m2 folder. Repository. Okay. Okay. Can you take one plugin and save it in your repository folder?
Okay.
Outside the dependencies. Can you paste it? Save.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you make force update? No. Go to your project, Maven_new. Maven. Come to Maven. update project.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go to the same M2 location. Can you open this org? Can you go back? I want to identify the one location path. Let me identify that. I did not remember exactly. Okay, you go to the inside the org,
Yes, sir.
Apache. Maven.
Sir.
Maven. Plugins. Okay. So now which plugin did you add here in your project?
Maven MyQuery plugin.
Maven MyQuery plugin. Okay. Can you go there and identify that folder? It's not available.
No, sir.
So maybe it is not compiling in your project clearly. Can you do once again, force update?
Try to refresh it once.
It's not available, right? Clear?
No, sir. Not coming.
Okay. Now, basically in the Maven, whenever you add the dependency, you have to get all the jars into the respective location. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
That's good. I have to give you one thing. Hold on a minute. Okay, now Money. Can you
Sir.
go to your project? Can you go to your project? Right click on that pom.xml. Right click pom.xml, pom.xml in the file, inside the file. Right click. Run as.
Okay, happens for me, Moulali. Should I share my screen?
Maven build.
First one or second one, sir?
First one. Can you write build, build? Run. You have some problem in that. Okay. Probably I'll identify the locations in my Mac and I'll share you with you guys. Okay, what was it? Bob?
Okay, it's showing in my machine. Should I share my screen?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Just a second. So I added the plugin here, and okay, it is showing this one.
Yes, sir. That is what it is. Yeah. When you add your plugin itself, then automatically it has to available in your so-and-so repository, right? So this is the major difference when the plugin and the dependency. Okay. The dependency, it should be available in the Maven dependencies folder, and the plugins, it should be available in the repository which is in your
machine.
So now we will understand a repository. What is this repository here? Means this is called local repository. Okay, local repository means this, whatever the jar files which you are putting here in this repository, you can able to refer in your project. Means, for example, maven.org is a centralized repository where you can go directly into that site and get it. That is what you are doing, right?
Yes.
So this is a local repository where the same jar files, you can able to get it from this location. Got it? So
yes.
as I put up a simple example, initially a bank and the person who saves his money in the bank account and the person who saves his money in home, this is the example for that. The person who wants the centralized jar files from the centralized repository, he will get it from the maven.org. And the same way, he is storing all the money in his kiddie bank or in his home, where in this location. This is called local repository. Means it is available into your machine only. It is not published to the other people. For example, this machine is available for the Amitabh. If Molari wants to use the whatever the jar he has created over there from his local repository, can he able to do that?
No.
He can't, because it is a local repository for him. That's it. Okay, it is not the externalized repository, is not a centralized repository where everyone can able to do that. So this is the local repository. Got it? So today we have understand, I have introduced two new concepts. One is plugins and another one is the local repository location path. Now, what is the difference between the plugin and what is the difference between the dependency? Those are the two things we have seen. But the importance of the plugin is it is totally a different concept. I will tell you those importance, what is the major work which plugin does. Those things we will see in the next class. But for now, we have understand a additional point from the yesterday class is what is the difference between these two and how these plugins can be defined in the pom.xml, and whatever the plugins we defined over there and what it generates, and when it generates the things, where it gonna be stored. So those are the connected dots we have learned today. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions, guys, in this? Because if you did not understand anything, please do let me know.
So, Molali, as these plugins stored in the local repository, so that we can able to use these plugins for multiple projects?
100%.
Okay.
So, for example, Sandeep,
Yes.
previously, Amitabh was asking one question. Molali,
Yes.
I want to use io.rest assured in my another project also. So I said,
Hmm.
like, when you add a dependency here, automatically that dependency, it will go to the maven.org and it will store into the particular Maven dependency folder. So this is local to you. I mean, this is for each project, it is a different, right?
Yes, yes.
Now, now in the same way, you have another project. In that another project, you have a plugin. Here you
Okay.
have a plugin where myquery plugin, right?
Okay.
When you added this one, automatically it will go to the .m2 folder. In the .m2 folder, Apache, Maven, and whatever the file whatever the folder which is gonna be created for this particular jar, it will be created, right? In the same way,
Yes.
if you use the same plugin in another project also, it will also refer to the same location. It will download from somewhere and it will refer to the same location too.
Okay.
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 Yes, got it.
Clear?
Got it, Malali. Yes,
Yes.
yes, got it, Malali.
So, and the work which dependency does and the work which plugins does, it is pretty much similar. I will not say as a same, it is a similar, but the importance of these two are different. Okay. So we will
Okay.
see and understand the whatever the importance which is available between these plugins and the dependencies in tomorrow's class.
Okay.